newsletter, the Financial Freedom Report, and our editor, Doug, has put together a great third issue for August, and we are about to go to print on that. That is available for subscription. There is a fee for the newsletter, but we have some free samples at jasonhartman.com in the members-only section, so you can get a free sample there. And you can also subscribe under the events and store section of jasonhartman.com. You can buy a subscription there to make sure you don't miss any issues. And we have got the loan modification, the do-it-yourself loan modification kit there. That is a 56-page PDF file, as well as an audio download. So we had it read by a professional voiceover person. And then we have got the Creating Wealth in Today's Economy seminar. Finally, I know we've had literally thousands of people ask us for this. We finally got around to producing this in audio and printed format. So that also is available on the site, and we edit it down to a nice streamlined, it's about 2.5 hours long, I believe. If you'd like a copy of that, go to jasonhartman.com, click on Events and Store, and it is there for you. We've got the 5-book series, which is the hard copy of all the podcasts, with extensive visual aids, charts, all kinds of great things that many of you have asked for as well. The first book is about to be published for the Amazon.com Kindle product. I have the Amazon.com Kindle ebook reader, which is a great little product, and it'll be available that way as well in print and PDF downloads. So look for that as well in that same section of the website. A couple of properties I just want to tell you about real quickly before we go to the Kiyosaki interview. 5-bedroom house in the student housing development in Columbia, South Carolina, University of South Carolina, or USC campus housing. So this one is 1,836 square feet. It's $250,000. We got a $5,000 discount for you on that. And the projected rental income is fantastic. Now, remember, this is brand new. So this is not a rehab. This is a brand new development. The projected rental income, $2,350 per month. Cash flow is positive by $59 per month. Return on investment projected at 20% after tax benefits. And again, that's a turnkey package, real simple if you like that one. Here is a better kind of deal property, but not as turnkey and not brand new. This is in Dallas, Texas area, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, projected rental income $1,350 per month, and the price is only $130,000. Price per square foot is only $65 per square foot. This is a newer property. Again, you can't rebuild it for that price. So when you're buying at or below the cost of construction, you're in for a pretty good deal no matter what. Projected cash flow is $1,598 annually. Projected return on investment after tax benefits, 27%. So call our investment counselors or contact our investment counselors through the website on any of these properties. Here's one in Georgia. If you saw the picture of this house, you would be amazed. I love the looks of this house. $102,000. Down payment, $5,330. Again, these are really short on supply. So, folks, if you're interested, you got to call right away. You might have to wait to get one of these. They're a little bit hard to get. The projected return on investment here, because of the additional leverage, is projected at 52% annually. Don't try that in a mutual fund. Very low down payment. So go to jasonhartman.com and you can fill out the Contact Us form and contact any of our investment counselors by calling us at the number on the website at jasonhartman.com. Another thing I wanted to mention to all of you listeners is how funny it is when you look at the precious metals community, the gold bug community. You know, I get this newsletter from a company called Lear Financial. It's just an email newsletter. It comes about once a week, I guess. And every single time I get it, it's always about how gold is ready to do this and that. And look, you know my position on this if you're a regular listener. I think gold and silver are okay. I don't think they are an investment. I think they're just money. They're just insurance. But if you want to really grow wealth, you're not going to do it with gold and silver unless, you happen to get a lucky break, okay? For 20, 30 years, they've been talking about how everything's about to collapse and gold is going to triple in price, and it just hasn't happened yet, okay? Here, I'll just read you a couple of the headlines. Precious metals are ready to shine, okay, is one article. Here's another one. Gold will hit $1,500 within the next 5 years. Well, if that happens, that's really no big deal. If you have a good leveraged income property, your return is going to be far better than that. Remember, these precious metals don't produce income. They don't have tax benefits. I've gone over those characteristics before. They're subject to manipulation, et cetera, et cetera. You can't finance them. Folks, these aren't investments. The problem is people are trying to treat metals like they're investments. They're money, I admit that. They're better than dollars. I completely agree with that. So I take kind of a middle ground on this whole metals thing. So I just wanted to mention that because, these gold bugs, I hear them on the radio and I look at their stuff and, we've got an interview coming up with Howard Ruff, and he's a real famous gold and precious metals person, so I think you'll be interested in that interview. I already recorded it, and it will be coming up on a show real soon. Enough talking about this stuff. Let's go to the interview with famous rich dad Robert Kiyosaki, and he has about $250,000 a month in cash flow from his apartments, and I think you'll really enjoy this interview. You've probably read his books. Here he is. We have a very exciting interview for you today. It is our special guest, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, the creator of the Rich Dad series, and more recently, The Real Book of Real Estate, with 22 contributors, including Donald Trump. And it has had great reviews from Publishers Weekly, and also his newest very creative venture, which is entitled The Conspiracy of the Rich. We'll ask him about in the interview here today. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you on board. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts. Of course, we want to get your take on the economy. I mean, you've had a very distinguished career as an entrepreneur, an investor, an inventor, and of course, a best-selling author. What recommendations do you have for people wanting to create or protect their wealth in today's economy?
Well, I always recommend getting more financially educated. If you look at the people that are hurting financially today, most of it is due directly to a lack of financial education in our school systems. And then you look at our financial and political and banking leaders, they haven't been putting out the best advice for people to follow. So that's why people are in trouble. So if you want to protect yourself, the best way is to just dedicate yourself to getting financially educated. That's what my rich dad did for me. And one of the reasons I'm prospering in this time is very simply because I have an education. I didn't listen to those guys who sell mutual funds.
Yeah, no question about it. They want you to just stay long in the market, and that doesn't work anymore, does it?
Oh, it never has. That's suicide. Why would you put your money into such a volatile instrument such as a stock or a bond or a mutual fund where they're good? They're really short-term investments. They're not long-term. I mean, you're in and out. Like Jim Cramer is a trader, and he's in and out of the market, and then the financial planners tell you to go long the market. You've got to be nuts. That is crazy. That's insanity.
I agree with you completely, Robert. But, I'm sort of wondering why the mainstream financial services industry has that advice. I mean, is it because they're just lazy? Is it because they get, in the olden days, the brokers got accused of trading or churning the accounts? I mean, now it's all like this managed money model, and they just sit there and they're long on everything. It's just crazy. That whole industry seems like a big myth. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for anybody.
Well, that's what I wrote about in my book, Conspiracy of the Rich, which is an online book that's for free, and it'll be taken down, I think, July 7th. You have until July 7th to read it for free. It's 12 chapters long.
And that's at conspiracystherich.com.
It's just no mistake that they're telling you to put your money in there long, because that's how they get your money. The same as when a banker tells you to save money, that's how they get your money. And if you're not really intelligent, or they tell you your house is an asset, it's not your asset, it's the bank's asset. So I really don't know why people believe that garbage, but like I read in Conspiracy of the Rich, this crisis was a long time coming, coming for years.
Sure. The Conspiracy of the Rich project is fascinating. I remember when I first received an email on that, and I went to the website, and there was one sample chapter there. The subject matter's exciting and interesting, but also the way you're involving people in the project. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? It's really a fascinating model that you've created there.
Well, this crisis has happened before. It's happened all throughout history. And so I thought it would be kind of interesting to write a book about history as history was being written. And so as people were reading along, they could actually see that this has happened before. And this is no mistake. It's not an accident. The whole model was based upon bailing out the banks. So, and that's why we have the Federal Reserve Bank, which, as you know, is not federal. It's no reserves. It's not a bank.
That's for
so
sure.
This whole thing was basically how to get your money and my money